Some girls from the Clarence Fitzroy Brand College got a boost of mentorship on Wednesday during a girls' mentorship seminar held at the Kuna Conference Center in Fort Lands. The seminar, organized by the Women Empowering Girls, WEG, featured addresses providing an overview of the WEG brand, affirmations, and the most important session, the mentorship dating session, involving the girls and some professional women in St. Kitts and Nevis from all walks of life. Attorney Angelina Sukubob provided an overview of Women Empowering Girls.
So Women Empowering Girls is about changing that. It's about, on the one hand, as mentees, saying to you, you have all of the potential to be whatever career path that you want to get into. But you need to have certain life hacks. You need to learn certain roadmaps that will get you there faster. And so who you're facing are mentors. And your mentors are what is possible if you ensure that you use the right resources to achieve your goal. Mentees, we have invited you here because we want you to know that we care about the next generation.
Guest speaker Nahima Hazel spoke to the audience and encouraged the girls to believe in themselves and strive for excellence.
Sometimes we let the outside voices. I like to think of it in counseling as the thought bubbles. We have what we think about ourselves, and then we have what other people think about us. And often we let what other people think about us overpower how we see ourselves. So it can manifest sometimes outwardly. We have a lot of masking in society. We put on masks for who we think that people want us to be. But sometimes you see someone, you're like, that's her, because it's hard to hold up a mask. Sometimes your hand gets tired and people see who you are, but it's more important for us to be who we are. So that's essential. So sometimes it manifests outwardly through what we call masking, but mostly it manifests internally. And it can cause for us symptoms of depression, symptoms of anxiety, and sometimes really low self-confidence.
The evening climaxed with the mentorship dating session, where mentees moved around in round-robin fashion to see various mentors. Each mentee would have at least seen 3 mentors. A similar exercise was held at the Sadler Secondary School last month in recognition of International Women's Day. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline.
For the first time since the second cruise pier began to be used, an Oasis-class cruise ship docked and discharged thousands of passengers onto the island of St. Kitts. The Royal Caribbean Allure of the Seas docked at Port Zante's newest pier on its early April voyage into the Eastern Caribbean. The second cruise pier was constructed with the intention to allow Port Zante to accommodate 3 of the world's largest cruise ships at the same time. When the pier is fully commissioned, it will facilitate 2 of the Oasis cruise-class vessels. Meanwhile, with much less of the restrictive COVID-19 protocols relaxed or removed, taxi and tour operators have been carrying more passengers per week during the current cruise season. For the 2 years immediately prior to the start of the pandemic, St. Kitts was described as a marquee port in the cruise industry. During a March press conference, St. Kitts tourism officials indicated that rebuilding cruise tourism for St. Kitts is a major priority for stimulating growth and development in communities around the island. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
This coming Tuesday, 12th April, meet me at Warner Park Cricket Stadium for some CONCACAF Women's World Cup qualifying action. Yes, it's gonna be St. Kitts Nevis versus the United States Virgin Islands. The game kicks off at 4 p.m. Tickets for the stands $15. On the grounds it's $10, and children 12 years and under absolutely free. So get off from work early, grab your national colors, and come give the Sugar Girls the support they need to continue the World Cup journey. Come for the football and enjoy some great entertainment as well. Music by E.K. The Real Right, Sugar Bowl, and a live performance by Mr. Mention. So, this coming Tuesday, 12th April, let's go to the Warner Park Cricket Stadium in our national colors and support the Sugar Girls as they clash with the U.S. Virgin Islands. You better meet me there! Check me on your code, direct me on your code.
The SKN Newsline website now offers you more news. Log on to www.sknnewsline.com for local, regional, and international news. You can also watch the latest newscast and keep abreast with news in sports. all from sknnewsline.com. That's www.sknnewsline.com. News at your fingertips. Nestled between evergreen mountains and the Caribbean Sea on the island of St. Kitts is the Millhouse Guest House and Convention Center. With breathtaking views, a rugged, beautiful shoreline, and immaculate manicured gardens make this the perfect location for your holiday, event, or wedding. With a large convention center, apartments with balconies providing stunning views, and a secluded cottage for larger family groups or honeymooning couples looking for some privacy. We have something for everyone. Book your stay at www.millhouseskn.com or visit our Facebook page, the Millhouse Guest House and Convention Center, an oasis of tranquility.
Caribbean Export, in collaboration with the St. Kitts and Nevis Chamber of Industry and Commerce and the Ministry of International Trade, hosted a workshop entitled Building Globally Competitive SMEs Market Intelligence. The workshop started on April 4th and will end on Friday, April 5th. It focused on the topics assessing export readiness, identifying appropriate target markets, efficient use of marketing intelligence tools, and increased sales with content marketing. All the workshop sessions were held at the office of the Nevis Division of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce. Natasha Edwin Walcott, Senior Advisor Competitiveness and Export Promotion at Caribbean Export, explained the purpose of Wednesday's session at the opening of that day's workshop.
Caribbean Export is in St. Kitts to do a 5-day exercise. So we started off earlier this week with a market intelligence training that some of you might have attended. We also put on some demonstration of the services registry, and essentially our role together with the chamber and the ministry is to help SMEs like yourself become more globally competitive. So Caribbean Export, this private sector development program that we're implementing is in its 5th year. It's funded by the European Development Fund, and the overall objective is to increase employment creation, inclusiveness, particularly in youth, women, and indigenous groups, to reduce overall poverty in CARICORUM states.
Kevin Taylor, chair of the Manufacturing Division of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, spoke of the importance of the workshop to the development of SMEs in the Federation.
As we join in here today, I encourage each one of us to pay close attention, because what you're going to get here is beneficial to each and every one of us. And in receiving this training, we can also share with those who we are close to, who were not able to make it here today. So we can share and spread our wings across, not only in St. Kitts, but across the region.
On Monday, the focus was on market intelligence, and Wednesday and Friday on business strategy. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.
Tourism officials have begun the needed work to raise tourism inflows in the upcoming 2022-2023 tourism season. Coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic, tourism officials on St. Kitts have told the media it was especially important to increase the number of stay-over visitors and to boost airlift in the Federation. According to a top official from the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, it is critical that every aspect of the tourism product is involved, as it is about raising our standards and improving the quality of the visitor experience. Over the past 2 days, tourism officials have been meeting with stakeholders, including hotel operators, taxi associations, vendors, and other key elements of the leisure industry. It is about the exchanging of ideas, discussing the challenges, and exploring solutions and opportunities, a tourism official said. The meetings also included the St. Kitts Tourism Authority Deputy CEO Melnisha Marshall, Tourism Permanent Secretary Caroline Henry Morton, Minister of Tourism Lindsay Grant, and the St. Kitts Tourism Authority CEO Ellison Tommy Thompson. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
If you're looking for a place to host that special event, conference, meeting, social event, party, whatever the occasion, your best option is the Millhouse Convention Center in Palmetto Point, St. Kitts. Located on the picturesque Garvey's Estate, the Millhouse Guesthouse Convention Center has enough space for outdoor events overlooking the Caribbean Sea. If you're looking indoors, the center is equipped with amenities needed to make your event a success. And by combining both spaces, you're sure to have a memorable event, no matter the occasion. Call the offices at Millhouse Guesthouse and Convention Center to book your next event on simply the most beautiful place in St. Kitts. Call 668-1392. Millhouse Convention Center at Garvey's Estate, Palmetto Point, St. Kitts. Making your event memorable. It's the new and improved SK Newsline Android mobile app. With the SK Newsline app, you can watch your news reports, the SK Newsline Newscast, sports, special features, and so much more. You can also send us a WhatsApp or call us directly. Go in the Google Play Store, search SK Newsline, and download the app today. The SK Newsline mobile app. News on the go.
An open interactive event can be described as
tremendous, effective,
on par with any conference around the world.
From exhibitions to trade shows, corporate events to product launches, from press events to political functions. We are the secret sauce behind events that make you go, wow. We've staged multiple world-class events in the Caribbean and developed the skill to deliver quality in every detail, whether the event is live or fully virtual, or maybe even somewhere in between. At Open Interactive, we got your events covered. Get your free quotation today at www.madebyopen.com.
A new travel app, Travel Jammy, aims to support the global travel community like never before. The app was developed by Caribbean nationals Nigel Jones and Shannon Japal Jones, owners of Pieces Technology, a company based in Canada that has been developing mobile applications for the last 6 years. The team also has over 40 years of experience in travel, hospitality, and community tourism.
The meaning of Travel Jammy, with Jammy being a Swahili word for community, and I myself together with my team, we see it really important for the Caribbean to move forward as one community and not every island or every country on its own. I do believe that economic empowerment is one of the best way to overcome poverty and other social ills in the Caribbean. And as a result, I do believe that Travel Jammy can definitely make a positive impact.
The Travel Jammy app offers benefits from two ends. Users will find the app easy to use and have access to a wealth of information which is not typically highlighted in the mainstream travel apps and publications. Currently, Travel Jammy features 97 countries and has partnered with over 50 businesses in the travel and tourism industry worldwide.
So Travel Jammy gives a user access to basically anything that a country offers. So let's say radio stations. You could have access to radio stations in any country. You have access to the culture in the countries. For instance, within that app, we also have a website called Jammy Kitchen. And say, for instance, a restaurant is on that app. You could actually get a link to Jammy Kitchen, and Jammy Kitchen will actually show you the entire menu of that restaurant, and you can actually go there and order.
The app also brings exposure to small businesses that may not have been showcased before.
So if I have a business in St. Lucia and I'm targeting the diaspora, now I don't have to pay a marketing firm in Canada, another marketing firm in the US or the UK to make that happen. Instead, I have the opportunity now to be on this one application at a very affordable price and this company, Travel Jammy, is responsible and being tasked with the opportunity to promote the app, and that way people around the world will have access by just having that one application. But what is really great about Travel Jammy is the fact that it's by Caribbean people, for Caribbean people, and we will make it work for us.
Special discounts and value-added bonuses are being offered to first-time clients. Since launch, the app has been downloaded 65,000 times in over 45 countries, including the Caribbean. It is available for download on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. For the DBS News World, I am Zane Romulus.
A state of emergency that was implemented in Grenada to control the spread of COVID-19 has been repealed. Attorney General Dia Forrester says the proclamation by Governor General Her Excellency Dame Cécile Lagrenade revoking the state of emergency was gazetted on April 4, 2022, in accordance with Section 17(3) of the Constitution. On January 11, 2021, the Governor General, by proclamation pursuant to Section 17 of the Constitution, declared that a state of emergency exists in the state of Grenada when Parliament was not sitting.
The state of Grenada is no longer operating under a state of emergency. What does that mean? In the context of the COVID-19 pandemic, we no longer have restrictions on the movement of people, the operations of businesses, the mandate to wear masks and maintain physical distancing, the mandate to demonstrate one's vaccination status to access certain services, and all other features of the emergency powers COVID-19 regulations, as those have now been repealed.
In addition, the quarantine COVID-19 regulations have been removed. According to Ms. Forrester, it is no longer a requirement to quarantine or test prior to or on arrival to Grenada.
Which or where you find the travel restrictions and the mandates for testing prior to arrival and or on arrival, those have been removed insofar as the Minister of Health has executed the order to repeal those regulations. We are therefore operating without the need for testing prior or on arrival to Grenada. Likewise, there is no need for individuals to quarantine. This change in the quarantine COVID-19 regulations does need the approval of Parliament to formally be removed from our laws, and the government will shortly be proceeding to Parliament to undertake that process. But at present, we are operating as if they are formally part of our laws at present.
However, the public health COVID-19 regulations continue for the purpose of monitoring and screening to determine the status of the virus on island and plan strategies to deal with any occurrences.
At the moment, that means we are all trying to live life with COVID-19, and I encourage all individuals to take measures to protect yourself as you deem fit. We know the best practices as we just spent 2 years under the pandemic restrictions. Hopefully, all will be well as we hope for better and brighter days, having sacrificed as much as we did. The government is appreciative of the support and cooperation of the public received over the last 2 years in relation to dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic.
Pakistan's Supreme Court has just ruled that Prime Minister Imran Khan violated the Constitution. His allies in Parliament prevented the opposition from proceeding with a no-confidence motion, despite the opposition having a majority. Khan then got Parliament dissolved and called an election. Osama bin Javed is coming up for us right away from Islamabad. So, Osama, now that that ruling has come through, first, tell us how the Supreme Court reached this decision.
Well, as we speak to you right now, the 5-member bench is reading out its verdict right now after hours and hours of deliberations. It was delayed by half an hour at least before they were supposed to announce it. But we can tell you now that the Supreme Court of Pakistan has declared that it was unconstitutional for the Deputy Speaker of Parliament to rule against the vote of no confidence, which means that the assemblies have been restored. The ruling that the Deputy Speaker gave, throwing out the vote of no confidence, is enshrined in the Constitution that after a motion has been tabled before the Assembly, that the Prime Minister should go for a vote of no confidence. No other business can take place. And this was the plea that was brought forward by the opposition parties to the Supreme Court of Pakistan, saying the ruling was unconstitutional. The Prime Minister saw that he's going to lose his numbers. As the motion had been tabled before Parliament, he could not go back and dissolve the assemblies and call for elections. So he used the Deputy Speaker and his law minister to go through another route which was unconstitutional, and that is what appears to be the unanimous decision by this 5-member bench. Now, this is going to have wide-ranging ramifications, because soon after that ruling, the Prime Minister wrote to the President, the assemblies were dissolved, the President actually asked for an interim government as well and called for elections in 90 days. And it appears that after this ruling has been declared unconstitutional, all of those subsequent steps will be rolled back as well.
So what is it that happens next? What should we be watching out for?
Well, we've been speaking to leaders of the opposition, people who went to the Supreme Court, and some of the lawyers who've been pleading their case as well. And they say that the first step is to get the court to agree that no one should be able to cite a foreign conspiracy and strike down this vote of no confidence. If the Supreme Court allows this, then never ever in the history of Pakistan a Prime Minister would be able to vote it out of office. And the next steps would be that now, if the court allows them, the Assembly is going to reconvene. There is going to be a vote of no confidence. The opposition says that it has more than 172 members, close to 200 members, it says it has now, who say that they do not believe that Imran Khan should be the Prime Minister of Pakistan. There is also talk about elections, and that is something that we saw in the last few days at the Supreme Court as well. These questions arising on how are they going to govern the country, when are elections going to take place, and what will be the way forward, because you have to realize that this country now is polarized between supporters of Imran Khan and the opponents of Imran Khan. And what this has brought to the fore as well is the role of Pakistan's powerful military establishment as well, where Imran Khan, the sitting Prime Minister, for the first time has said that he was given options by the military establishment to either resign, to dissolve the assemblies, or face the vote of no confidence, and he's found a fourth way forward, and that seems to have been struck down by the Supreme Court of Pakistan. So it is going to be an end to a constitutional crisis, but again, a lot of ambiguity on the road ahead, because Pakistan is scheduled to have elections a year and a half later, but if things are to go by where the opposition has been calling for elections, there has been calls for a new mandate from the government as well, it appears that Pakistan is probably going to be heading towards a new mandate, a fresh elections, where people are going to decide who they believe should be in power.
Thank you so much. Osama bin Javed reporting from Islamabad.
The Sugar Girls have adjusted to the climate and training regime in Guatemala as they prepare for their CONCACAF Women's World Cup qualifier against the host country on Friday. Coach Samuel Phipps gave an update this week on how the team has been preparing.
We are in the community of Jocotenango, Antigua, and it's located about 5,069 feet above sea level. So the air here is very thin, and it was difficult for our players to breathe properly. Everyone was exhausted on the first day, but we pushed through it, and I could say to date that most of the team has adjusted well.
He lauded each member of the backroom staff, noting they have been doing a fantastic job. He strongly believes his team will do well against Guatemala come Friday.
They work hard when it's time to work hard, and we are satisfied with that. I've noticed a significant increase in the ball handling and passing. Their mental, their athletic, their technical abilities have all improved tremendously. And we try not to concentrate on just one area, but so we try to hit all those three areas: the mental aspect of it, the athletic aspect of it, and the technical abilities of it. And I must say that I think that we are in a pretty good shape, and we are going out there and do our best on Friday and make our country proud.
Meanwhile, player Chanel McCullough also spoke of the players' experience in Guatemala.
The adjustment to the climate in Guatemala has been a bit difficult, but this is something that we have been putting in our preparation. So this has been nothing new for us because according to the St. Kitts and Nevis, aka Sugar Girls, we are known for adjusting. So we have been adjusting to the climate and it has been good so far. The training sessions towards the match ahead of us, which is Guatemala, they have been going good. According to the girls and the training staff, we have been getting our movements or set plays, the repetition of just keeping the football culture that we have and bringing it into Guatemala. We are 100% ready and 100% sure that we can come out with a win.
The Sugar Girls play Guatemala on Friday at 4 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. The match is expected to be streamed live on the CONCACAF Facebook page and YouTube channel.
Welcome to the SKN Newsline Weather Report. I am Janil Boone. Here is a look at the 4-day forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. For a more detailed weather report, visit our website at www.sknnewsline.com.